Alright. Well, I haven't streamed in a long time, so I'm probably gonna do a stream. And for today's stream, I'll be showing you guys every single DVD collection. Now, I have a lot of DVDs, but I'm not gonna show all of them. I'm only gonna show, like, DVD movies that just, you know. I'm only gonna be showing every single movie I have on DVD. If you all want the rundown, here it is. Yep. This shit's a lot. And I mean a lot. Bro, I don't even know if I'm gonna get through it, but we're gonna do it anyway. And I'll be doing this in alphabetical order. Only doing that because someone told me to do that while I'm at it, so I'm gonna do that. But yeah, without further ado, let's get fucking started. Starting out with this old DVD. Need to rewatch. Oh yeah, this is it's currently on the full screen. And I think down here is the widescreen. Do you want to give this and the sequels a rewatch? The only ones I have not seen yet is the Road Trip, which I don't know if I'm gonna see it anytime soon because I heard it's meant to be extremely bad. But yeah, okay, moving on. One of the best movies ever made. Oh yeah, this is the only THX certified movie and DVD I have in my collection. But yeah, this is peak, and surely one of the greatest movies to be ever made. Like, this is a movie you cannot go wrong with. Don't have the sequels yet, but I do have to get the sequels soon, which I do plan to get The Way of Water on DVD and Fire and Ash on DVD or Blu-ray. The movie's peak. Underrated movie, in my honest opinion. This is the only Martin Scorsese movie I've seen. Still need to watch more, which the only other one I have is The Wolf of Wall Street, which I have that on 4K. And speaking of The Wolf of Wall Street, I'm probably gonna watch that movie. I think tomorrow after school. I think tomorrow after school, probably am gonna check out The Wolf of Wall Street for the first time. Maybe on digital, maybe on digital or 4K, but who knows? But yeah, this movie is such a great movie. I don't have any titles that starts with a B, but yeah. The first ever DVD I've seen in my life, and the first ever movie I've seen in my entire life, which this and Toy Story was my introduction to Disney and Pixar. This is peak childhood. This is one of the most important movies I've seen. And yep, needs a rewatch after years, and it still holds up. Speaking of Cars, the first Cars is turning 20 years old, surprisingly. It's going to be turning 20 years old this year, this month, which would be in the upcoming weeks. Cars 2 is also turning 15 years old, and Cars 3 is turning 9 years old this year, so yeah. And speaking of Cars 2, here it is. still need to get the third one, but unpopular opinion, the third one is just bleh. I don't know if I want to say it on stream. I don't know why, but this is a fucked up copy. Which, if you cannot tell the difference, this is a Spanish copy. This is the American copy. This does not work except for this one. But this sequel is overhated. I know it's not as I know it people think this is meant to be bad. It is not bad. It is literally childhood, and honestly I think this is probably my favorite out of the Cars trilogy. I think this is probably my favorite one out of all of them. Do you want to upgrade that to Blu-ray 3D? Rewatch after years. This is a great movie. One of Sony Pictures Animation's best movie. And I do not have the sequel yet, but I do have to get the sequel on Blu-ray. And oh yeah, the sequel does need a rewatch. This movie turned 9 years old today, I think, and this is a great movie. One of my friends is currently rewatching this movie. But yeah, such an incredible movie right here. And oh yeah, look. I don't know why it has that, but yeah. Also, this is a 2018 reprint by Universal, which still plays the original DVD from 2017. Underrated DreamWorks movie, in my opinion. Peak. This movie is peak. Peak cinema right here. Definitely one of my. I think this is my 5th favorite movie of all time. And out of all these, I only have Minority Report and Gladiator on DVD. You'll see those in a little bit. Do to Get American Beauty, Road to Perdition, Saving Private Ryan, AI, Artificial Intelligence, and Hammerstein in my collection. But yeah, this movie needs no introduction. One of my all-time favorites, and I do hope to get this on VHS as well. A movie that I rewatched this past weekend. Definitely one of the best movies of 2006. This also needs no introduction because this is peak. And I do recommend to anyone who hasn't seen this one yet to check this out. Definitely peak, and definitely my number 1 favorite James Bond movie. Give me a minute. Alright. Moving on to the next pile. This has been on my watch list for quite some time. Do want to check this out and give this movie a watch. I do not have Angels and Demons or Inferno, but I do hope to get them on DVD and Blu-ray in my collection soon. And I do hope to check the other ones out. But yeah. Also, that's the only Ron Howard movie I have. Do hope to get others such as Apollo 13 and Far and Away. Both of them are on my watch list. Peak, and in my honest opinion, this is my favorite out of the franchise. Such a peak movie, and a peak sequel. I don't have any of these yet, but I do have to get both of them on DVD sometime soon, and they're on my watch list. Okay, I don't know why I did that. I don't have the first the other Die Hard movies, not even the first one, but I do hope to get the Die Hard movies in my collection soon. Really do want to try to get Die Hard, which I'm probably going to get that on 4K and VHS. Say with Die Hard 2, Die Harder, I'll probably get that on Blu-ray. Say with Die Hard with the Vengeance and A Good Day to Die Hard. Been on my watch list for quite some time. Want to check this one out sometime soon. I don't have the first one yet, and I still need to get the first one in my collection, and I do have to get that on DVD sometime soon. Or Blu-ray. Whatever the fuck. Great movie, in my honest opinion. One of the best Tom Cruise movies out there, seriously. And one of the best Tony Scott directed movies I've seen by far. But yeah, also, this is a 2020 reprint, and it still has the original DVD from, I think it was 1999. Yeah, somewhere around 1999. Still had the original DVD from then. But this is a 2020 reprint. But yeah, also do want to try to upgrade this to 4K. Want to try to do that. Underrated movie, and it's definitely a great movie. Such a great one. Also, this actually has a great casting. But yeah, I don't have Disturbia yet, but I do want to try to get Disturbia in my collection sometime soon. How to make room for another pile I'm gonna do. Actually, hold on. I could stay up. Okay, let's continue. Not a bad sequel in one's opinion. I do not have the first original, but I need to get it sometime soon. Currently on full screen. Right here is the widescreen. But I do have to get the first Fantastic Four movie on DVD at some point. And you need to rewatch. And I actually watched this movie last year, and I thought it was a good movie, I guess. But it wasn't as good as the first one. The 2015 remake of this, I don't have. But I might get it on Blu-ray eventually. I don't fucking know, but... And for First Steps, I am for sure trying to get that in my collection, because First Steps is peak, and it's one of my favorite movies of last year. Do hope to get First Steps in my collection soon, which I'm probably going to get that on Blu-ray. And what's up, Tron Legacy fan? Still need to check this movie out. The sequel out, I meant. Okay, so the first Final Destination is peak. Second Final Destination 2 and 3 were great. The Final Destination 4 was ass. And Final Destination 5 was mid. This I haven't seen yet, even though I heard this one's meant to be peak and one of the best movies of last year. Still haven't watched this yet, but I do have to get them sometime soon. Also, I do have to get all the other Final Destination movies in my collection, because this is the only Final Destination movie I have in my collection as well. Got that on Christmas. Oh, yes. Had to get it, because it's one of the best movies of last year, and I definitely had the best cinematic experiences watching this movie. Oh yeah, this comes from the same person who directed Top Gun Maverick, which, speaking of Top Gun Maverick, I don't have that yet, but I do have to get Top Gun Maverick sometime soon. Now here comes my #1 favorite movie of all time, ever. Yes. peak cinema right here. #1 favorite movie of all time. I don't have the second one yet, but I do hope to get the second one on Blu-ray sometime soon, and it's not as good as the first one. Do hope to get this Force of Nature, In Dreams, The Haunting, Galaxy Quest, I guess, Mouse Hunt, Polly, The Peacemaker, Saving Private Ryan, and Small Soldiers. Need to get them at some point. Also, I do want to get this on VHS and upgrade my DVD copy into a 4K copy, because I remember liking it. Honestly, I didn't thought this movie was bad in my honest opinion. I thought it was good. Also, look. Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to get a new copy of this movie, either on Blu-ray or 4K, which is likely gonna be a 4K copy the next time I get a new copy of this movie, since the case kind of snapped up and just broke. But yeah, it still plays the movie, and for this movie, I think it's a good movie in my honest opinion. I do not have, I don't think I have Unbreakable or Split yet, but I do want to check them out soon and have them in my collection soon. I have the sequel to this on Blu-ray, and I'm now missing Snake Eyes, which I also do have to get that on Blu-ray or 4K sometime soon. There we go. But yeah, this any other two sequels to this movie is on my watch list. Do hope to check out the G.I. Joe trilogy in my collection. Actually, no. Do hope to check the G.I. trilogy sometime soon and have them, all three, in my collection. No opinion on this movie. Some say that this was god awful bad. I don't know. I haven't seen it yet. I've only seen The Incredible Hulk, which that one's a great movie, but I think I need to get a new copy. I do have it on DVD, but I need to get a new copy of that because it's in a bad quality. So I'm probably gonna have to get that on. Probably gonna have to get that on Blu-ray or DVD eventually. This I haven't seen, which I still need to give this one a watch. Even though I heard this one's meant to not be good. Childhood movie right here. This movie's definitely one of the best Blue Sky movies out there. Currently on widescreen, the other side full screen. Okay, I don't know why I did that. But yeah, great movie. Peak movie right here. Definitely one of my favorite movies of 2006. Also, it has great casting. I do want to try to get the Miami Vice movie in my collection. But yeah, this is a peak movie right here. And I do hope to rewatch this movie. Also, that's the first R-rated movie I have, like, ever. The first R-rated movie ever in my collection. I'm gonna check this movie out sometime soon, which I probably am eventually. And I heard that we're getting a sequel to this movie, which might be curious about. And what's up, Turbo Strike Media? First, Jack Reacher's Peak. I mean, a great movie. And what's up, Optimus Mario 11? And this sequel is, yeah, thanks. But this sequel is mid. Mid as fuck movie, in my honest opinion. Do want to get this on 4K and get the Blu-ray Steelbook of the Jack Reacher duology. Only because of it, because I do want to upgrade my Jack Reacher duology into a Blu-ray Steelbook or 4K Steelbook. Ah, yes. Across the Spider-Verse is peak, which unpopular opinion, I think Across the Spider-Verse is a lot better than Into the Spider-Verse, even though Across the Spider-Verse does require a rewatch. Yeah, I think it's my third one. I think it might be my third one. I don't know. I thought this is my second one, but I don't know. And what's up, D-Ray? Still need to check this movie out, which I heard it's super very long, and I heard lots of great things about this movie, which I do want to check this one out. I'm kind of curious about that. Peak movie and one of the best movies of 2014, but needs a rewatch. Not gonna bother getting a sequel because, unpopular opinion, the sequel does not interest me. I'm only gonna stick to the first one. Even though the second one wasn't bad, I still detest it. Honestly, I did not know until now that the Blu-ray 3D copy of the Lego Movie existed. But I want to try to upgrade that to a Blu-ray 3D. I used to have the game for the 3DS, but not anymore. But I want to get it back in my collection, and I do want to get the PS4 version of this movie. Oh yeah, I tried redoing this code, but it doesn't work, so I think it's expired. I never had a Wii U, but I do want to get it though, so I could play it, so I could like give the game a play in its entirety, because I've only played it for a small amount of time, which was years ago, which I think in 2016 I might have played it, but I don't remember. I don't know. But deadass, do want to try to get it in my collection and try to fit in my room, because I do have the original Wii, which that was the first gaming console I played and part of my childhood. This movie's also part of my childhood as well. I need to get a new copy of the first Madagascar movie, and I need to get the third Madagascar movie in my collection, back in my collection sometime soon. I really remember that one joke that I'm not even gonna mention. Honestly, this sequel is decent, but I think the best out of the Madagascar trilogy is Europe's Most Wanted. I really love that movie a lot. That's the only Madagascar movie I saw in theaters. Really want to give that one a revisit and revisit the entire Madagascar trilogy and get the other two in my collection sometime soon. Especially the first one and the third one. Both of them are peak. Which both of them are on par of it being the best. Next ones I'll show are the first three Mission Impossible movies and one part of the Reckoning duology. Here's the first Mission Impossible. Peak movie right here. Peak start to the trilogy. One of my all-time favorites. Oh shit. Second part done. Third part, I think it's done. Oh wait, we're still on the third one. I'm on the third one. Same actually, though. Same actually. Not as peak as the first one, but still a great movie. Don't have The Last Samurai yet, but I do hope to get that in my collection. I don't know which dumbass person decided to put the answer for The Last Samurai under this Mission Impossible 2 to this copy, my thing. Oh boy, here's the third one. Widescreen. And what's up, John? This movie is literally ass. Easily the worst in the trilogy. Now here's part of the Reckoning duology. The Reckoning. I remember watching this one in theaters, and I remember liking it, but it does need a rewatch in its entirety. I don't have the final Reckoning yet, but I do hope to get that soon. Same with Mission Impossible Fallout. And with the other Mission Impossibles, I have Ghost Protocol in rotation on Blu-ray. Alright. That is it for the third pile. Now we're on the fourth pile. I believe this might be the only DC movie I own in my collection. I might have to go back and check if I have one other, but I think this is the only one I have. Gonna have to get a new copy because look, shit to flip around the disc has fell off. Even though it still plays the movie fine, gonna have to get a new copy of that now. Shit. Definitely I'm gonna have to get another one. Probably get a 4K or Blu-ray copy. I don't know. Oh, the break even the stick to hold that fell off as well. I don't know where it went, but I might have lost a piece. Sub Spider-Man Fanatic 2004. And this is a great movie right here. Great start to the DC universe. Also directed from the same person who directed 300 and Watchmen, which both of them are on my watch list. Definitely one of my favorite Tom Cruise movies. One of my all-time favorites. Yeah, but it's probably AI moderation. That was probably the case. But yeah, back to the topic. This movie's peak. I highly recommend this to anybody who hasn't seen this movie yet. I highly do recommend y'all give this one a watch because this one is peak. Also, that's my first Steven Spielberg directed movie I have in my collection, and it gets even better. Yep, peak, but need to rewatch. One of my all-time favorite movies. Haven't seen or don't have any of the sequels yet, but I do have to get them eventually. I don't think it is. No. Yeah, do have to get the sequels too. Do have to get Reloaded and Revolutions in my collection and get Resurrections on Blu-ray. Really great movie. Need to rewatch. Do have the full screen copy of this movie, but I'm not gonna bother showing it. Nice. Peak DreamWorks movie right here. Definitely one of my number one favorite movie of 2014. Super duper peak. And this is also a 2018 reprint by Universal. Mine's a widescreen, but I think the first one I actually got both of them at the same time. I don't know why, but I got both of them. Bam. Peak DreamWorks movie right here. Been on my watch list for quite some time. Same with the sequel, which I still need to get the sequel on Blu-ray, which I don't have. Comes from the same person who directed Pinocchio from Netflix, The Shape of Water, and Frankenstein. Oh yes, great movie in my honest opinion, and literally, definitely one of my favorite out of the bunch. I don't have the, I do not have Rambo, I do not have First Blood Part 2, Rambo 3, or Rambo Last Blood, but I do have to get them in my collection soon. I do want to watch the Rambo trilogy. I want to give the Rambo trilogy a watch. But the only Rambo movies I've seen is this one, the first Rambo, First Blood, and Rambo Last Blood, even though I did not like that movie. But I don't know, give it a rewatch. And what's up, K6 and BBC fan? Last one in the pile, and then the third part, yeah. Last DVD for the fourth pile. Need to rewatch after years. But the sequel I've not seen yet. The direct to video sequel I haven't seen yet, but I do want to check it out though. Sometime soon and get it in my collection. Okay, moving on to we're almost halfway done. We're almost nearly done. Moving on to the fifth pile. This is the Shrek 4 movie collection. All of these are reprints, and they play from the original. This is a reprint copy, remastered with the original DVDs from 2010. Yeah, I know, but it's not, it's probably slowly happening, but, because I haven't been posting that much lately, but, honestly, I think, yeah, I'm a bit slow at it, but, I'll make a comeback. First movie, Peak. This one's even way more peaker and better. This one, weakest. Still ass. And this one was a great conclusion. Should have been the last one, and that should have made the entire Shrek franchise to rest. But no, we're getting a sixth one, and we're getting two more Shrek movies right after Shrek 5, which, now that I think about it, it's unnecessary. Unnecessary as fuck to make a fifth, to make more. Especially when you're not even done making the fifth one. Doesn't even make any sense. But yeah. Here's my individual copy of Shrek 2. The original one from 2010. Does need a rewatch along with all the other Shrek movies. This is a Paramount original copy as well. This is the only Spider-Man Tobey Maguire trilogy I have. Still need to get Spider-Man 1 and 2 in my collection by the Sam Raimi trilogy. But I do hope to get them soon, and I also do hope to get the Amazing Spider-Man duology and the Spider-Verse duology. But yeah, this and the Amazing Spider-Man 2 and Spider-Man No Way Home are the only three other Spider-Man movies I haven't seen yet. No, I don't even have them, but I do hope to get them soon. But still on my watch list, even though the first two need rewatches after years. Peak movie, but need to rewatch. Peak sequel. Which I remember seeing this one in theaters. I remember liking it. Sorry about that, but I do have this game, but need to replay digitally. Oh, fuck. I don't have the finished copy of this yet, but I want to try to get it though. Because if I lose the PlayStation Plus subscription. Peak sequel, and I do have Homecoming on Blu-ray. But I don't have No Way Home. Should do have to get that soon. Peak movie right here. Do have to get the VHS copy of this movie. I think this is my second DreamWorks Pictures and Universal movie that they worked on together. But I do hope to get Munich and the other soon, and A Beautiful Mind, because both of them I'm gonna watch it. I only have one, but which my VHS tape copy that I got was Armageddon, but the problem is because of my VCR being dead, and that my VHS tape copy of Armageddon wouldn't come out, it's stuck. So the VHS tape is stuck, which I don't know what to do. Which I'm trying to get it out before I throw away my current VCR that broke out, because now I'm gonna have to get a new VCR, which I do hope to get a new VCR this Christmas soon, and I'm gonna have to get a new copy of Armageddon. So that's the story, but I do have to get more VHS copies soon. Almost on to the last category. Last half of the movie. The DVDs I'm showing. Haven't seen this movie yet, but I need to get this one a watch. And I think the Ninja Turtles live action duology need watching its entirety. I've seen the first one in theaters back in 2014, but I have not seen Out of the Shadows yet, which I need to give Out of the Shadows a watch. And I have not seen Mutant Mayhem yet, which I do have to get that soon and watch both of them. And yes, once again, Ninja Turtles movie from 2014 need to rewatch after years. Because I remember seeing that one in theaters back in 2014, along with Transformers Age of Extinction and the other movies. Also, back in 2014. Don't have the third Taken, but I do have to get the other Taken movies in my collection. Even though Taken 3 is ass, I'm still gonna get it for collection purposes. First one is a great one. Second one, not as good as the first one, but the second one I still enjoyed a lot. Next up, I'll show the first three Transformers movies. Here's the first one. Peak movie right here. Peak. favorite movies. I'm only a fan of the Transformers movie universe. I'm not a fan of the show. I'm only a fan of Prime, Transformers Prime, but I'm not a fan of the others. But I might get the others a watch. Really depends if I'm in the right mood to check this out. Which I'm probably am gonna have to give the Bayverse trilogy a watch now, since I have almost every single Transformers movie. I think maybe next week. Actually, the week after, I'll probably give the Bayverse trilogy a revisit. But yeah, peak. The first one's peak. Second one, weakest because I didn't like this movie. The sequel was just a letdown. Either way, though, it's still good. I mean, it's not good, but just the pacing just felt too rushed to me. That's all I'm gonna say about it. I do have another copy of this movie, but I'm not gonna bother showing it, and I do want to upgrade. I do want to try to get the Blu-ray copy of this movie, and I do have to, and I also want to upgrade my first Transformers movie into a 4K. Same with this one. Which, in my honest opinion, this is the best out of the Bayverse trilogy. Easily the best. Do have to upgrade this to a Blu-ray 3D or get the 4K copy of this movie sometime soon. Now we're on to the final pile, which we're almost done. I have 4 more DVDs to go. 4 more DVDs to be shown. Pete, classic. Classic movie right here. This is a 2006 reprint and still has the original DVD from 2004. I do not have Top Gun Maverick yet, but I do have to get Top Gun Maverick sometime soon in my collection, and I do have to give that one a watch. But this one is a classic, which I do remember getting this one from Barnes and Nobles, which, yeah, this is the first physical medium shit I got from Barnes and Nobles, because the recent Barnes and Nobles one I got was Interstellar, which I have that on Blu-ray. Oh yeah, the end credits of the first Transformers movie directed by Michael Bay goes hard. Literally goes hard. And I also do have other of his movies. I have Transformers Age of Extinction on Blu-ray. I have The Last Night on 4K, and I also have another movie he directed, which was not Transformers related, Pain and Gain. And I also do have to get 13 Hours in my collection soon. Great movie, but need to rewatch. I remember seeing this one in theaters back in August of 2025, and I remember liking it a lot. But again, Weapons needs a rewatch, and I'm not even that surprised that this movie got nominated for Best Picture, but this movie won Best Supporting Actress. But yeah. Now on to the last and final two, and last piece of physical media. Which two of these are going to be the first two Triple X movies. Here's the first Triple X movie. Directed from the same person who directed The Fast and the Furious and Daylight. Duplicate Spider-Man, the first two Men in Black movies, Desperado, and Bad Boys into my collections. My collection sometime soon. Now here's the last DVD I'm gonna show, which is the god awful sequel, State of the Union. I don't have Return of Alexander Cage yet, but I do have to get that sometime soon on Blu-ray or DVD or 4K or whatever format I can get Return of Alexander Cage. But yeah, haven't seen the Triple X trilogy, but it's on my watch list. But I heard this sequel in particular was meant to be extremely bad. But I don't know. I have no opinion on this one. Not even Return of Alexander Cage or even the first one. But do hope to check the trilogy out sometime soon. Okay. Holy crap. We're done with every single DVD I have in my collection. But yeah. I do have other ones that are DVD related on Blu-ray, but I'm not gonna show. I'm gonna save them for the Blu-ray collection. Yeah, I know. But yeah. So I think my next collection stream would probably be my Paramount collection. That might be the first one I'll do. Perhaps because I do got a lot of Paramount shit that I need to get off my chest stuff, so I'm definitely gonna be doing that. But other than that, and I might do the Blu. If I have enough Blu-rays, I'll show them. That'll probably be the one after the next collection stream I'll probably do, but I don't know. Really depends if I got the time, but I'm not too sure yet, but we'll see. But anyways, that is all I have, and I'm gonna end the stream now, so